We're live.
Excellent. Hello there, future humans and fellow seekers. This is Nai G Coach. With me I have.
Shiny Charlene.
All right, so I want to go over some important kinds of just state of the campaign items, and then we will get into our session. So as far as the Rosetta Stone, I'm working on volume 47 now, and when that's completed, which won't be too long, that's going to give me the rough materials needed for the Rosetta Stone. I will have soft reads of 32,000. That includes 1,000 each of the gender mojos, the 32 gender mojos. So that changes my focus, for example, on read requests, in that I'm going to be using them more for future use. I'm going to stockpile them rather than use them right now, because the focus is going to be Charlene and I putting a lot of pressure on these soft reads in order to get to data bedrock, and then that is the great gift to the world that it needs to be. And so on the Sunday sessions, we'll be focusing on aspects of getting to data bedrock with 32,000 that we feel is appropriate to do on air, we'll do. But that won't be every time. And all the other Sunday sessions where we're not doing that kind of work, kind of showing off where we are, or kind of giving like an initial, this is how we do certain passes. Besides those, it's going to be focused on reads that Charlene and I find personally interesting, because those are reads that already have taken up space in our virtual village. And so it's just more efficient to focus on tagging those instead of like putting anything else in its way or adding more to that total. That'll be more than sufficient to keep us, our skills sharp in looking at new reads as we go very heavy on the data bedrock pressure purifying for the 32. All right. So with that said, another thing going forward is that I want to spend more time on the given samples. I have been for several years now in a mass data push in order to get my head around the phenomenon in a general sense. And so there needed to be just stacking of data, but that's not the most comfortable way to do it. And there's a lot more that can be taken from a sample, can be gained by continuing to observe them first leisurely or comfortably to get the confirmation of what their mojo is, but then continuing to read to get insights. And so that's actually how I got the abilities that I have now that allowed me to present this work to the world. And it's how I will be able to continue making progress going forward. And I've held back on that a bit because I know there's a lot of fundamentals that we need to do. But that, I think that we've come a long way. We have the A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade. We have separated picture cues, freeze frame cues from video cues, and so on. And the Podler theory, we've separated out the observable from the speculative in the 5 degrees. So it is well set to take someone who is a novice or inexperienced and build them up to a high level. And so with the Rosetta Stone, that's actually a significant amount of fundamental work with 4 grades that will take some time for a person to go through. So I will continue to make that tool better, and will spend energy for anyone who wants to work on that to get their skills up. I will work with that, and I will be glad to do that, and also help me level up in teaching that material. Past that, doing, for example, read requests, it's inefficient. One, because it's not the most interesting to me personally, so those are heavier reads automatically, but they're very expensive. They take a strong lens flex, a very rarefied skill set lens flex in order to get the answer, and then people can use that to quiz on. That's a very valuable thing, and I don't want to just use those up. I don't want to use up however many reads my lens has. I don't want to just be throwing them out there. It's not very efficient. What else? Yeah, basically the lessons that need to be learned past that is what I'll be focusing on. And Charlene are basically reading for ourselves on camera and doing things to level ourselves up. And I know for myself, and also for me and Charlene doing it when we're off camera a lot of times, we have a more leisurely pace about it. And we allow things to get more psychological, more story, more spiritual a lot of times in nature. And that is what it is. And it's actually a very good thing. So now the fundamentals are in place. I'm going to focus on that. And then anytime anyone is working on the fundamentals, however far they've worked up, I will work on making sure those lesson plans are as good as they need to be and interacting on that level. But extra read requests past 32K is actually for very advanced work. I'm going to stockpile that for when it's time for students to do advanced work. Basically, they have the 32,000 with some fluency, and now they are ready to flex that on raw reads. So reading raw, that's actually an advanced thing, and that's how we're going to kind of handle that. All right, so I guess we move on from there. Anything else? Yeah, basically that's it, and just kind of emphasizing my spirit's way to say is that this is important for those to understand how I have done it. For example, the 5 gears of Mojo reading, it starts with like gear 1 and gear 2, which is very technical and so forth, but that's not how it all is, right? The higher gears are different, and it's not how I even figured out there were 5 gears, how you would even do that. That came from dialoguing with my spirits, dialoguing with my dear friend, Jailene. So I'm going to allow that to flow more and feel no need to hem that in, to like stop talking about a spiritual motif, a social, psychological motif that has captured my interest. I'm going to just let that plan out and not think that, oh, that's getting in the way of the reads are supposed to be doing. No, that is the process. That's the process that has powered all of this. And so allowing that to kind of do its own thing now and to show and capture on camera for other people. Because once you actually have the foundation that the Rosetta Stone, the sample server can give you, then you're going to work at this level. And so I want to make sure I'm putting that material out as well, and that I'm leveling up myself as well as Jailene. This is the level that we kind of make breakthroughs at. So we want to do that more now, now that the 32,000 is kind of being set up, and to expand our own understanding of it. It'll be quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to kind of what will happen from this, and just the kind of interesting conversations and where the topics will go. Because I know that as the Rosetta Stone gets firmed up, I'll be reaching out more to the public. I need to have a voice that confidently can go from talking about the data to various motifs and videos we're watching of said data, which is also data, but then how that goes to this story, and that actually applies to this principle of life, that applies to this spiritual kind of maxim that affects all humans, so on and so forth. I want to be able to do that. And I naturally do that when I'm on my own, or Jailene and I are kind of like in the zone, and I want to make that more. So that is going to be the focus now. Data bedrock on the 32, and how do boss heroes get even higher level boss hero once you're past that. All right, let's get to it. Right. So going with that is Jailene and I just saw the latest UFC. We didn't watch it last night, watched it this morning, but we didn't look at the internet, so we didn't know who was going to win. And it was very exciting, very eventful, and as always, I got very spiritual lessons as I was watching the different matches. So we'll be discussing what their mojo is, as well as the motifs that went on, and wherever that takes us, it takes us. So Jailene, let's go ahead and start at the beginning of the fight card.
All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Maybe UFC. Final results here. Trying to find the fight card. Yeah, let me know if you find it. I think I saw over here. Okay, this will do, right?
Okay. If you want, yeah, you can also use this. Cool.
You have a link?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. This one actually has pictures, so let's go with this one.
Sure.
All right. So starting from the bottom, we had this one was a canceled fight. So I'm guessing, do you want to still do a read on them?
Sure. They're both Well, no, Brian Ortega is Zvi. Max Holloway, I like to take a look at him. I think he's possibly a Zvi as well, but he has an unusual mouth.
Mm. Want to take a look at Holloway now?
Yes, please.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Yes, I see the Jai and I see the Vaz.
Sometimes I wonder if there's any chance he's a Jai V. I've wondered that before.
Yeah.
He's got interesting Jai expressions.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems kind of localized.
It does, exactly, yeah. So it's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like here, it seems localized, seems more like a pilot.
Agreed.
He's also long and lean, you know, that also
exactly
is this
long leanness, and also he
kind of
it's a bit of an unusually shaped mouth as well. Like the one you see there, he's made that expression. With, like the gold chain. Yeah, makes unusual mouth expressions.
Yeah. All right, ready for some video?
I am.
Let me send you. I'll watch together. Here's a link. You there?
I am.
Cool. He has a broad face.
It does. And does look quite localized.
Does look quite localized, yeah.
Sounds like drone, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that that gravelly catch.
Yep.
Sounds like drone. Yeah, that smile still looks localized, you know?
He's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it was Zvi.
Yep. All right, cool. You good with that?
I am.
2. All right. All right.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. I don't know what. I was on autopilot type. All right. Let's see. We're here. So, Brian Ortega, we said Zvi for him. All right. And then there was Khalil Roundtree versus Gokhan Saki.
Yeah. I think Khalil we have down as Zvi.
Yeah.
Gokhan, I think, is new.
Okay, let's take a look. All right. He has localized Jai. Jai. Also, he looks I mean, he's looking Zvi to me.
He does. And one thing I found interesting with this is that one of the reasons that I like watching the mixed martial arts is because I like watching anything, particularly solo sports, but team sports it can be a good from a distance. But I like noticing the natural law motifs on display. And in the mixed martial arts, there's some unique ones that are there. In this case, Jalene and I were discussing the crossover. I find this quite fascinating, is that there's a lot of sports that feed into it. As compared to, say, like soccer, usually it's like lower level soccer feeds to next level soccer and so on and so forth, all the way up to the competitive and national teams. Whereas with mixed martial arts, there's a lot of different sports with different rules. Boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, submission grappling, jiu-jitsu, judo, taekwondo, karate, and there are all these different kind of tournament fighters that come in. Now, obviously, they cross-train everything, but still they often bring in like a heavy weapon from one of those earlier arenas or earlier parts of their styles in their career as a fighter. Exactly. And so trying to guess how, as far as like speculation, I love speculation stuff, especially with humans, trying to speculate how it's going to translate. Because you can have two wrestlers that both were like champion wrestlers, but they'll come in mixed martial arts, and some of them will be able to make that effective when there's more things people can do, kicking and striking and so on, versus another one where they were similarly titled in the wrestling, which is what they're both using mainly in the ring to dominate with. So anyway, interesting things with that. Another one's kind of related to that, but slightly different phenomenon. It's interesting to speculate and just kind of see is you'll see something happen, which is when a person is known for being very, very formidable in one of those other disciplines that relates to the mixed martial arts, when they come into the ring, on one hand, it is what it is, but there's a psychological, intangible thing that goes on where often the opponent will go one of two ways. They'll give them too much credit, and they basically won't do their weapons that are of similar, kind of area specialty. They won't use those because they kind of just psychologically say, well, that person was a champion using like kicks. I'm not going to try and kick with them. And it can go the other way where they're like, people think I can't kick with that person just because they're a champion kicker and I never competed in a strictly like kickboxing event. But I think I can kick as good as them. Jelly, it's very difficult for a person to be neutral when you know the person coming in is supposed to be such and such awesome at such and such. You're like either going to kind of go, uh-oh, or, oh, yeah. It's very difficult not to have one of those two reactions. Vice versa, with the person coming in, it relates to I think what may have happened, because this guy lost. Khalil Roundtree knocked him out. Where Khalil Roundtree is a MMA fighter with a well-rounded skill set. He prefers to strike, but he started in MMA, so he doesn't really have a background in any kind of boxing or kickboxing organization. This fella, Gokhan Saki, he actually has a great pedigree in kickboxing, where he was very successful, knocked lots of people out, has highlight reel things. So he's a known threat using kickboxing tools. What happened is, I think, two things. One, I think Khalil, in a way that I think he controlled it, Eileen, and he didn't let it get out of hand. Like, I don't think he was overly cocky or overly aggressive.
Right.
But he did not show any given respect for this guy striking. There was no, the body language, the distancing, the moving around, the initial skirmishes. There was nothing in his body language or face that gave any hint that he was like, oh, I know you're a champion kickboxer. It was like, you haven't shown me nothing. So I think he did that in an effective way, because I think he went the route of, oh yeah, but I think he reined it in successfully. On the other side is, when the person comes in, we've seen this so many times from different fields, wrestling or whatever, is he went with the given, and he said in his interview that we're like on two different echelons when it comes to striking. If the striking angle aspect comes up in this match, it's going to be pretty much, his language said, a given. It's a given I'm going to go over the person. Now, this actually has two things that it can happen on this person's side. On one side, it can actually make you overly aggressive because you actually think that you can do just whatever you want, or it can be a little both. But also, I think this happened. You don't think the other person can hit you. Like somehow because you have amazing kickboxing, and this is a great principle for life. It's in this arena, but this is a principle of life, is you may think that I don't have to continue to work. Because doing kickboxing, the life feat of kickboxing requires a lot of physical and psychological vigor and effort to do it successfully. So even though you have a long track record doing it successfully, and your track record is way more prestigious than this other person's track record, if you are going to compete against them in that, you still have to bring that same level of effort. There are no free passes. And it's a great natural law lesson. And I think, Charlene, he kind of just expected to do better in the striking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he was truly surprised. I think he was like surprised that Khalil could hurt him.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I think it's a psychological thing I was going to mention also, like the kind of, the capstone here, the kind of takeaway. This is where you have to, a thing I really like about the sport as well, is you kind of see a lot of different individual drivers of motivation and how they can be turned on or off and how one takes charge of that process. Confidence and motivation are very important. I think sometimes when you go against someone that does not have a strong pedigree in your mind, there may be an initial just life force resistance to expending energy. Like, I shouldn't have to expend, right, like upper level kickboxing energy to out kickbox this person who's got no reputation really like mine in kickboxing. But you have to resist that. That's lazy. And this comes a lot of mojo reading. There's all kinds of things, because it is so strenuous, it's artistic and spiritual and psychological practice, all these little outs your mind wants to take. And you have to find ways to motivate yourself to not do that, to put the correct effort forward. So, one thing I see a lot of the champions talk, like Dominic Cruz, he's very good on the psychology. He's like, you have to see this as like an animal encounter, and anyone could hurt anyone. And it's such a deadly game, such a high level, high stakes game, that you must respect the game, the danger, or in the case of mojo reading, the high levelness of the game. I'll be honest, I fight this sometimes. If you don't respect your opponent, I've seen it, John, you've seen this with me sometimes. Sometimes I just am not grooving on a given person. Like, I don't respect them as a human. It's hard to read them. And so I have to find a way to shift my motivation over. It's not about them. It's about the art of reading. They're just today's sample, and really getting the headspace, because otherwise I don't have the motivation to actually even do a proper read because I'm not in the right headspace. Even though I have good abilities, but they're not accessible, not in that mood, not in that state, you know what I mean? Not in that reluctance to spend energy I'm supposed to spend. He came in, he wanted a free meal off kickboxing. There are no free meals. Mm-hmm. That's basically the takeaway. So John Lane can add whatever she wants. We had a lot of experiences like this. If you think anything as we're going on today, just pop them in whenever. It doesn't matter what case we're working on. These are like ongoing conversations. And Charlene and I watch MMA a lot, and we have a lot of these conversations and how they relate very much to mojo reading. Not necessarily the adversarial nature, but the challenge. And there is this personal connection you have. It's not an opponent, but when you read people, Charlene, you share energy with them. And you have to kind of get okay with that dance and come to the proper motivation. If you don't come at it correctly, it's very hard to get proper motivation. And without that, their psyche will not have the energetic, oomph it needs to do it right.
Yeah, but give him props that he did recognize, like a lot of, at least he recognized that MMA was a more complete fight style, and he said that he wanted to try to grow and learn other, a more well-rounded style of fighting. But yeah, I think it showed that he's not there yet. I think that but he did underestimate, I think, Roundtree, like you said, and ended up getting knocked out because of that. So overly identifying with one successes in one set or one style can be dangerous when you go into MMA.
It is. And also the motivation of bring your A game. He's going to have to learn that you always have to bring it. There's no free, kind of rides in there. I think he will eventually. But I've heard this. This is something as far as a psychological thing. You hear from all kinds of champions in all kinds of fields. They'll mention this how they have such consistently high level of performance. It's that it's about them and how they perform the game. It's not about any individual. Championships are nice, and certain opponents or teams you'd really like to win over. Certain stadiums that mean something you'd really like to win there. But really, it's this lifelong connection you have to whatever craft, natural craft you're engaged in. So I'm really curious to see how he comes back, because now, like Jolene said, he's made this choice, and now that he's doing it, this endeavor he's doing, it has a way to it. And he's going to have to come to terms with it and find a way to align and excel.
Yep.
All right.
Levi, let me tag him, then we'll move on to the next one.
Nice.
Okay. Next up was Michael Chiesa and Anthony Pettis. Okay. Read both of them?
Yes. Let's do Anthony Pettis first, because I'm pretty good with him being Jai V, but it's nice to revisit. Michael Chiesa, we were wondering a bit more about.
Yeah, we were. So, all right. All right. So I see for sure the Jai, and I see elongation, sub Jai. And
Same.
I think I'm seeing clear eyes. Let's see.
He reminds me of some singers.
Mm-hmm. Crooners.
This is his brother.
Yeah. All right. Ready for some video here?
Yeah. Not drone. I think it's got that, we call that earthy husky thing that the V-Mojos have.
Yeah. Yeah, his eyes look clear.
Yeah.
V.
All right. So, yeah, I think it's IV.
Yeah.
And so kind of a life lesson takeaway there is with him, and he mentioned it in there, and this is great for, like, a peaking lesson, is he has a way that it feels natural for him that includes more submissions. I don't get details, but he likes submissions and doing kickboxing and flowing. And it's interesting on this, I'm very curious what you think, Charlene. He basically said that a lot of people try to turn him into a wrestler because early on he had great success with his kickboxing and his submissions, but then he started running to a series of wrestlers, and he lost several fights, and he lost ranking because of that. And so then he got a lot of public pressure of, you need to do wrestling, you need to do wrestling. And so he kind of did that for a while, but that didn't really give him the success that he thought. And then he's saying now that he realizes that he just feels better doing the kickboxing, the submission, and the wrestling just as he needs to, but mainly focus on this kind of flowing form. And I find this fascinating. I just throw this out here, Jolene, as a mojo thing. Jai V, are very, very well represented in athletics, more so than most adaptives, most ad mojos. But interesting enough, where we don't see them, because we do see them in kickboxing, we see them in MMA, we see them in boxing, not wrestling. It's not that often. I think there may be a few, like I think John Jones perhaps, but in general, they don't tend to enjoy wrestling as much. And John Jones, as a wrestler, he's not known as a grinder. He does these weird flowy foot sweep things and lateral drops, and you know what I mean, he does like kind of like some rather dance-like moves of wrestling. So I think that may be him realizing, like, I'm a badass, but I have like a Jai V badass way of doing it. And we saw he won.
Yeah. Yeah. He it's good that he recognized, you know, it took him being tested and then getting different advice, but he realized that, you know, he has a certain way that he works best, and he flows well, and he's gone back to that, and it's paid off.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, so now Michael Chiesa, his opponent, a bit more of a challenge. He's got, you know, a lot of the facial hair on. Myself, I was thinking perhaps that he was like maybe a Bai Z, but Jalene was wondering about Jai V, so it'd be good to take a look at.
Yeah, so I see kind of clear-eyed. I'm not sure on the emoting side of it, but I do see the lower lip.
I see Jai.
I see Jai.
And
yeah.
I think we, so you and I both agree we're seeing Jai in sub.
Yes.
I see what you're saying there. Like, yeah, his eyes should look clear sometimes. And he has interesting body language. He holds his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he has kind of like, I don't know, sad eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
Wondering, but I guess Vizi can also have that. But I'm wondering about the clearness of the eyes.
Yeah, because sometimes I see like maybe they're clear, but it seems like maybe they're just bright. I don't know if they're actually clear, but I'm not sure. I see what you're saying. They stand out. He pops them a lot.
Yeah.
But sometimes the way he does it kind of reminds a little bit of Conor McGregor, like that crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that one picture there. Yeah. See, they do look a little bit alike.
Yeah, they do. Let's see that. See that. So maybe a Vizi. Okay, so ready for video?
Yes.
Sweet. I think, you know, whether we can hear a drone in his voice or not, that'll be big. And also like the percussiveness.
Articulation as well.
Yeah.
Long lines.
Yeah.
Does that sound like my big drone?
Yeah. It does have a easy time articulating. Yep.
Oh, hey, Charlene, can you pause a second?
Sure.
Um,
Trying to.
Okay, if you go back just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not cooperating as much.
That's fine. But basically, this kind of the thing, just sort of like how the process works, is as we're doing this, there's so much that's being absorbed at once, and you have to kind of decide how much to take in and what avenues to follow. So on that, a thing that comes up quite a bit is what's coming up here right now. There are other people in this interview that are also in the database and are also relevant cases, and two in particular. What's her name again?
Karen
Bryant. Karen Bryant and what's his name? He did the battle bots.
Oh, you're testing
Not a problem.
my memory.
Kenny Florian.
Kenny Florian. Yeah.
Kenny Flo. Yes. So they're here as well, and they're ones that I was curious about. So I now have to make a decision which way to go with that. I think because Kenny Florian and her both show up so often, I think they were in the last interviews as well. I would like to actually do them because they're going to be reoccurring. I'd like to kind of not have to avoid them. If it was just another fighter that we may not see in other interviews, I might defer that. Like, it's interesting, but that's just going to take me down a whole MMA rabbit hole. I don't want to go down a complete, bubble rabbit hole right now. But in this case, I think that Karen Bryant and Kenny Florian will be repeating, and so I don't want to keep ignoring the fact that I don't feel solid on them. So we can go ahead and read all the people here. The one on the far left, I'm pretty sure he's a Ziva. I feel pretty okay with that.
Okay. Let's see here.
So feel free to call out anything at all in the interview.
Sure.
But here I'm hearing a lot of drone.
Yeah, I'm seeing tension in the wrists. Okay, him. I see an easy time jutting and tension.
I'm wondering if there's not a similarity between Chiesa and Florian.
Yeah, I think I see that. Yeah, that.
Because Tyron Woodley, he seems more like Durab.
Yeah.
They have the longer lines in the face and the body and the hands.
Yeah, the Florian and Chiesa have that elongation and have the impacted emoting, have the percussiveness and the piercing eyes.
Also, you notice that just then, if you go back a little bit there, that the other guy, Tyron Woodley, he looked like not as comfortable in the refrain stance.
There we go.
Do you see how Kenny Florian is compared to Tyron? Tyron looks a little bit like he wants to move more.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Kind of reminds a little Conor McGregor.
Yeah. I don't see his cheeks activated when he's emoting. He has that tension in the carriage.
Yeah.
Posture.
Yeah. The cheeks aren't moving at all pretty much here.
Oh.
Okay, so now with Karen Bryant, she's one that I have feel pretty good about Ab Prak, but between Vizai and Zivai, I haven't been sure about.
Okay, let's check out Karen Bryant. She looks Ab.
Yeah. And Zez.
Yeah, Zez. She has an easy time articulating.
She does. Bright eyes.
Yeah. But is that a drone that I'm hearing in her voice? Let's see, what did her gesturing look like?
Oh. See more tension, huh? She juts easily.
Mm-hmm. She does, and the gesturing has tension. Yeah, that seems more like impacted, like
Yeah, I think so.
emoting. I
Unless,
want to see a different interview.
yeah, I do.
Here. What is this? Is this a joke?
He's Zevi. Oh.
But she has more tension in
He
her
does.
body.
Mine's a little bit like a Zez Kelly Ripa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
See, bye.
Right. And I wouldn't mind a video just of Kenny Florian, just to dial in on him.
Yep. All right, where's Kenny? There you go. I hear the drone in his voice.
Yeah.
I hear shy.
Cheeks aren't moving.
No, cheeks aren't moving. Elongation. Piercing.
Yeah.
Gaze.
The Vi and Jai sounds stronger than I think a Zevi would.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm seeing by Z.
Yeah.
You want to see? There's one I think that shows the full body.
That'd be good. Drone again, though.
Yeah.
And the eyes are piercing.
Okay, it's more this other guy.
Yeah.
We want the other way around. Well, how about this one?
Long fingers.
Yeah.
Strong drone. Yeah.
Yeah.
By Z.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Kenny Florian. I see. All right. So up next, we have Paul Felder and Mike Perry.
Paul Felder, we have Zevi, and Mike Perry, I think, is new.
Yeah. All right, Mike Perry.
He won. We were kind of hoping he wouldn't because he's not the most likable individual.
Yeah. But he looks and looks shy.
Zez.
And looks dir. He looks like a Zevi.
Hmm.
Well, let's take a look at interview footage.
Let's take this in, Jolene.
Take the scene.
This is a good thing about having to kind of wash off personal opinions of things and just sort of like it is what it is and just drink the cues in.
Yep.
Because every human is a hero, in the making. So
Yep.
try to always keep that
in mind. Yep. Yeah, I hear Jai and I hear drone. I hear gravelly.
That's his nickname, Platinum.
Yes.
Yeah, Zevi.
Yep.
Yeah. In my visions, his heroic self has moved on from this iteration. Oh, do you mind? You know, my OCD. Could you capitalize those?
Sure. I understand. All right. Cool. All right. So UFC. We had Ngannou versus Derek Lewis.
Now here, I think we know both of them. I think they're both Zevi.
Yeah. Yep.
The one thing I just mentioned on this is there was a very, boring fight in large ways. One is because Derek Lewis was actually injured when he was fighting, but Francis Ngannou, again on the psychological thing, is he had been on quite a hype train. He was kind of running through everyone, and then he got a title shot fight, Stipe Miocic, and Stipe dominated him. And Francis had not lost at all until then, and now he had not lost. All his wins were kind of like fast, brutal, and spectacular. So when he came in, it was very interesting. Although Derek Lewis actually wasn't doing much activity in the ring because he was injured before even starting the fight, Francis, he was even more gun shy. And it was something that I think Dominic Cruz was saying, which is very true, is his spirit had not experienced being dominated like he was by Miocic as a human being. As a human being, he had not really gone through that motif. And so he's not bounced back yet. But this is part of like the heroic journey and growing and moving forward and upward. This was always going to happen whenever a fighter has such spectacular shock and awe arsenal. There's going to be correspondingly a lack of experience in life where you've maybe had more adversity, where things have gone longer, more of an endurance kind of thing, or bouncing back from adversity. They had not had as many lessons like that, so that needs to be built up. Now, some people, I think, would incorrectly say, like, oh, he's a quitter, that Miocic broke his spirit. I think temporarily, and that's going to happen. Life's going to chasten you as you attempt certain challenges. You get certain ones done, great, your ego goes up. You try other ones, it doesn't work, your ego gets chastened. But that actually is sloughing off what your ego doesn't need to be its true best self. And so it can grow back. So now the question is, will he grow back? I think as a human, he is built to do this, but he'll have to walk himself out of this valley of confidence that he is in right now. But if he's able to do that, he'll be in a better place. He will remember the kind of ferocious confidence he had earlier, but he won't be so overconfident that he is unable to handle someone like Miocic going forward. Because someone who basically didn't fall over when he hit them, he psychologically hadn't had that experience. And you could see in like the fight with Miocic when he lost, he was just kind of psychologically lost when the fight went past the second round. He wasn't used to that. And then now when he fought Derek Lewis, and this is the interesting thing, I'm curious what you think of this, Charlene. I'm wondering how aware he was of his current confidence state and his training team. Because I think it was Rogan that said this, and this is a very good point. A lot of times when this happens to a competitor, they come back and they'll do a lower risk, lower effort, comeback to build their confidence back where it was before they start trying to go up higher in challenge level than before. So Derek Lewis is ranked 5th. Rogan was saying that after being beaten like that, maybe he should have come back and fought someone lower ranked before. But coming back and fighting someone so dangerous as Derek Lewis, his confidence wasn't ready for it. He literally, like Jolene, it was weird. It was like
Yeah.
5 minutes before he threw a single punch, a single anything.
Yeah, I think he didn't realize how much his confidence was effective. I don't think until he stepped into the octagon and got and the first round started, and he kind of just like was paralyzed, like because his corner kept telling him, to let his hands go, but he didn't even attempt to.
No.
During the whole fight, they had several rounds. Yeah, it's very surprising. I mean, you can definitely tell for someone who was so whose fighting style was so aggressive and brutal and relentless from the get-go. I mean,
Right.
This was a completely different thing where we're seeing like he was just really like restrained. Like he couldn't even, like mentally almost, like he couldn't, not almost, but mentally he couldn't even get his arms to move.
No. It was fascinating. I mean, as a psychological study, it was fascinating to watch because I mean, this is for real. This is not a reality, like made up, a phony reality show. I mean, he's in danger of being knocked out by the other guy, and he just was, couldn't move. It was. Yeah. He's had to work himself through that, but I think he can.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it was Joe Rogan, who said that Ngannou, seemed to him like he really needed to go see a sports psychologist. I agree. I mean, he needs to work through this because it wasn't a matter of skills or aggression level or he's done it before. He didn't even try, like he didn't even, he was paralyzed.
Yeah, it really was. It was trippy.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So then the last fight is Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. Excellent. And Daniel Cormier is a 2-division champion now. That's amazing. Stipe, I feel pretty good with Zvi. But Daniel Cormier, I've wondered about Zvi and Zvi. So I'd like to take some time with this case today.
Yep.
He's extremely amiable. And charismatic, and I think I have to kind of let that wash off and just see what cues I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of like the cheeks are activating.
Not sure.
Or at least, okay. So here's what I'm seeing. I think I'm seeing with confidence. I'm seeing broadness of the face. I'm seeing
the eyes seem piercing, like
eyes seem piercing. So
they also seem tight to me, like a vi.
Yeah.
So like that picture there on the far left. He's making the motion. What do you think of that?
Here?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Because then I see one, he has the mouthpiece in there. So
yeah, he's in a tougher case. So like this.
But see here, like for example, it's tough.
It is. Yeah, we're taking some time with this one. Yeah, so we're taking some time with this one for sure. He smiles big and he smiles readily, and sometimes it looks maybe impacted, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we may need to watch a few interviews here to kind of because we noticed his case for so long.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And for a long time, I thought he was Xi because of how his charisma and his warmth. But I've learned a lot about the Z Mojos, Z Alpha since then, as far as how they can manifest. So I have not looked at him with that eye strongly. So I want to do that now.
Yep. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do some interviews. Wahaha.
Mm-hmm. All right. I hear the drone and the voice.
One thing I'll mention, he does have a large upper lip.
Yeah.
And that can sometimes make one thing with seeing G.
Mm-hmm.
Like vice versa. Some people just have big lower lips, and it can make you think you're seeing Jai.
Yeah.
By the way, Danny Cormier apparently is a big pro wrestling fan, so I think he's enjoying this.
Froggy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. His cheeks. He has his cheeks
He's
mounds.
got a round baby face.
Yeah.
Can I see another one?
Yeah. All right, let's see here.
So Zevi,
Mm-hmm.
Vizi, and Bisbing Zevi too.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen anything. I don't know. I question like because I don't see anything come up here and into the face and then the eyes area, like
No.
up on the cheeks. There's like that little mound right
Mound, yeah.
right by the midline. That's what I see activate during the emoting. So I'm questioning what that is. If it's just he has flesh there, and when he smiles, it makes that puff out. But
you know, what'd be helpful.
What's that?
If we could, because he's kind of heavy here, it's making it harder. We should see one where he's lighter, and I think his face will be not so rounded with the extra weight, and so the fascia might be easier to see, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. All right, here's the one before. Okay, this is 2014. He's a Vizi, Kenny Florian on the left.
See, exactly. I'm glad we got that because it's going to come up a lot.
Yeah. Fire the drone.
Well, it kind of looks impacted there.
Yeah, and I keep seeing his upper lip move. See, snarl.
Hmm.
His upper lip is moving when he's so trying to take that in. You
Yeah.
know, that's hard.
Battle Mind's been, playing time with this case. He's an
Yeah,
interesting character.
yeah. I do hear you hear like a kind of I don't want to say poignant, but it
Right.
does seem a little
Heavy, maybe?
yeah, heavy and plaintive,
Yeah.
plaintive.
Plaintiff, yeah.
Yeah, uh, I associate that more with shy. You know.
Yeah. When he's talking, he doesn't move the cheeks much.
Yeah. Yep. So okay, articulation.
Right.
I see. It looks deadpan, doesn't it?
I think it is. He's got like a round face,
Yeah.
kind of cherubic.
Yeah. Oh, for example, okay, so let's see. Do we can we call out a moment where he does like um, impactive emoting, like inward resonating emotively?
Yeah. Can we see another interview?
Let's see.
Be good on
What's
that
that? Uh-huh.
because he has a forceful personality. Is if you can get him with Dominic Cruz, that will get more energy being loud at him. We can see how he holds ground.
Okay. Um,
How about just Daniel Cormier versus Dominic Cruz?
all right. Let's see. Okay, they verbally sparring. Wait. Oh. Okay. No. I thought they were gonna be doing a.
Okay, how about him and Bisbing? Oh, here we go.
that
I
goes
think
into the cheek. Yeah. What?
There might have been Jai there.
That's funny. Okay, so what is this? Load more versus. Yeah, I don't see them very much coming. I mean, probably they've done it, but it doesn't come up on searches.
How about Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping? Because he's also force of personality.
Okay, this I think is a good one.
And Bisping is Zevi.
Oh.
Come on now.
Teasing us.
Do you see how excited we got and they took it away?
Did. Let's see. Is this? No.
Right there, though, that picture. That might be impacted.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Because the upper lip is a lot bigger, but I think I'm seeing more energy in the lower lip.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Come on now.
I know.
Come on, internet. You're better than this.
They're like, no, we're not. Here.
Okay. Oh, right there. That seemed more involuntary, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's that lip roll and swallow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Jai. Okay, Zevi?
I think so. Do you mind if I watch one more video then? Now that I think we're there. We kind of said it out loud. You know, he's like,
yeah.
Are we actually saying this? We're actually
saying this. Yeah, we are actually saying this. There you go. I had seen one down here that was earlier on in his career that I was curious about. Oh, like this one. Seems pretty lean. And
this is good. This is very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leaner he gets, the more I don't think the cheeks are moving very much, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he has the deadpan articulation.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. Yeah, this really helped a lot, Charlene.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing too. Like when you see people have the more like the baby face, sometimes it makes you think you're seeing Jez when you're not. You're just seeing kind of poofy cheeks. Because here now his cheeks don't poof out.
Yeah.
Yeah, amble, deadpan delivery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right here. That's yeah.
I don't see his cheeks move, and that's
No, that looks like holding ground. Looks like Jai holding ground.
Yeah.
Where he tilted his head back.
Yeah. Yeah. This is John Jones.
I believe
You're talking
Jai-V.
about. Yeah.
Do you want to take a look at John Jones? Because
Sure.
I don't know him since I put him as Jai-V.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Let's do so Daniel Cormier.
Right.
Hey. Yeah. John Jones. So I do see the elongation.
He's got squinty eyes.
Yeah.
Quite challenging. That's interesting there. That looks kind of Jai-V right there.
Yeah. Let's try. There.
And he's got a motive face.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of Jai expectancy slack.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of night though, so it's an interesting example. Going deep into the football and so forth, like I had, is really quite helpful.
The gesturing though. See
Mhm.
breaks here.
Yeah.
Yep. Ready for interview?
Definitely.
All right.
Just so you guys know, Sway on the left, he's Vijay.
Okay, so long digits.
Mm-hmm. Heavy voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it going into his cheeks and into his eyes. I see the smile. I hear the heaviness in his voice, like
Yeah.
poignancy.
Heavy.
Yeah.
The articulation doesn't seem natural.
Yeah. Yeah, I do see it. And then when he articulates, it's deadpan looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing Jai V
You
clear
want
up.
to see him in an interview with his two brothers?
Oh yeah.
His two brothers are professional football players.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay. Is there a name or a link?
May just put John Jones brothers.
Right. Let's see.
I think that they've done interviews together before.
All right. Let's see.
That's the oh.
Champion Jones Brothers?
That might look like it has at least two of them.
All right. Let's take a look.
And they're biggins.
Uh-huh.
So they're some of the ones that are tougher from football. They're like swole Jivey.
Mm.
Again, heavy jive voice.
Yeah.
He smiles, it goes all up in his eyes.
Yeah, it does. There's a calmness, a tower calmness. Yeah, both of them seem Jai-V.
Yeah, you see that guy, like his brother, he's kind of comfortable holding space while they're talking.
Yeah, yeah, right there, and it's going into his eyes.
Yep. And his other brother says Chandler.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. You take a look at Chandler?
Who's Chandler? Sorry.
That's the third brother.
Mm. Yeah. Chandler Jones. Yeah. A lot of shy in his voice. Oh, yeah, and it's going into his cheeks and into his eyes.
Jai-V do very well in athletics.
Yeah.
Nice. So we have the Jones brothers.
Yeah. Ivy.
That was a tough case.
Yep, yep.
But really good to have that one. All right, so I think that does us for the UFC for now. Got some time left. I was curious about some people from Luke Cage.
Sure.
The three I'm thinking about, Jilene, one is Shades. I want to make sure he's not a Jai-V. Possibly he might be. Then there is, the Jai-V Jamaican bad guy, Bushmaster.
Yeah.
His uncle, the guy he talks to a lot. I'm wondering what he is. I think Jai Alpha, but I'm not sure beyond that. And then the female cop that sometimes gets into it with Misty Knight. I feel pretty good about G Alpha, but again, I like to dial in into which one.
Okay. So first up, it's Theo Rossi.
So Shades, I'm thinking Naiji or possibly Jai-V. I think, let me know if you're at the same place, Charlene. I feel pretty good about Sub and Jez.
Yes.
And also the Nai-V Slinky.
Yes. Absolutely.
He sometimes reminds me of like Pettis.
Yeah, and because it seems like it's going up high into the eyes, and like see in pictures like this.
Yeah, that might be in the eyes.
look, for example, here's a Naiji.
G.
All right, I don't know if that's that backward Jai.
But he does like he gets in, he lost in it a bit more.
Yeah,
Plus, that may be impacted.
yeah.
He's awesome, by the way, Luke Cage. I think they're setting him up to maybe be a bigger protagonist or antagonist in season 3.
Yeah.
Because he's really good in it. Again, kind of looks impacted, right? Maybe.
Yeah. It does look that way from the pictures. So
That or he has just like a really kind of I don't know, like innocent or like like baby in a good way, like a kind of like inner child smile.
hmm.
But that's something I often associate with Jai, and especially Jai Mojos.
Yeah. All right.
Like, can you take a look at the one where he's jumping over the car?
Jumping over a car here. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of look that kind of reminds me.
Impacted.
Impact. It reminds you a little bit of like some of those really awesome running backs from football. They're like crazy agile gazelles,
Yeah.
and they have that kind of like wild I'm all in Jai thing with these laser eyes. Similar to that look you sometimes see with the Zyvi in tennis, where they're like looking at the ball in motion, it's freeze frame, and they just have this like they're in it. But his seems a bit more like a warm in it rather than the chilly in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna put on some video.
Yeah, please.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Eyes are pretty bright.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He articulates well.
Yeah.
Got a heaviness. He articulates well, but he takes these pauses and like really sinks into what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I love that. I've been through that with the comics. It's so cool to see the big screen now because it used to be like this geek culture.
Yeah. Also his body posture, the
Yes,
tensioning.
yes.
That's it's low tension.
Yes, very kind of sway slinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes these deep pauses and kind of like fuels up, and then he goes.
Yeah, he does.
He's a cool game.
Yeah.
I like seeing another interview where maybe he's not holding a mic.
Yeah, good thinking. Let's see.
He's awesome in this.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, also his articulation's looking deadpan.
Yeah. I noticed he seemed more keyed up in the other one, like he had to be on. This seems like more natural him. He's got that kind of like shy alpha sway, calm. He's quite calm, just sort of being like right there.
Yeah. It does go with his outfit.
It does. Oh, his gestures also looks
Yeah.
ad sub.
Yeah, yeah.
I see another one though, because he has a lot of Nye and Z. I mean, he most of the roles I've seen him in, he plays like badasses. Actually, realizing how strong the Jai Beyond sports are helped me see how kind of forceful Jai B can be
Mm-hmm.
in a impressive way. Right there, that was a quick like Jai thing and went all the way up his eyes, didn't it?
Yeah.
He like said it and he kind of laughed to himself.
Yeah.
A lot of self-soothing gestures.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, self-soothing. Yeah, he's doing a lot of it in this one interview. You can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he keeps doing it.
And he seems more natural here.
Yeah.
And the last interview, he was not as natural as this, but more so in the first interview, and he did a little more of it. Here he's doing a lot of it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm
Nice.
seeing Shivy.
Oh, so cool. Nice.
Yeah.
And we still have some episodes to watch, so it'll be nice to watch that, but I was suspecting.
Yep, yep. All right.
Okay, so now I'm interested in
The uncle.
the uncle of Bushmaster.
All right, so let's see. I think this is Kevin Mumbo. Let's see what we got. All right.
No, that's someone else.
You're not talking about the uncle of Bushmaster?
That's
That's
not his
him.
uncle. That's his uncle?
Yeah, the one who's
Oh,
in
awesome.
the
bar?
coffee in the bar. Yeah.
Is it? No.
Pretty sure it is him. Let's see, cameraman both. The cage. All right, let's see. Maybe photo. Where are we? Oh, wait a second. Character. See if who it is. Maybe it's not him. I don't know. Sheldon Shaw. Who's the okay uncle of Bushmaster? Luke Cage. Killing. So portray. Okay, so wait a second. Let's see who's in here. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Mustafa Shakir. That's Bushmaster.
Bushmaster.
Right. We seen Rosario Dawson, Gabrielle Dennis. That's Tola. That's the daughter. Okay, Sheldon Shaw. I think we can see who Sheldon Shaw is, but
What about who's SAHR?
okay, Anansi. Okay, that's
yes.
all right. Sorry, my bad. All right. Here we go. All right, so he has dexterous-looking fingers.
I really like. I hear this. Really seems like Jai first.
Try first, yeah.
Add sub, strong emoting. Yeah, not sure about near V.
Yeah.
Can I see the one where he's holding the finger up?
Holding the finger up. Holding the hand up? I see that one. Where do you see? Oh, his one. All right, here you go.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the dark background, but that looks maybe a little clear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that picture does look somewhat clear, but I'm not sure.
Oh, how about this one here?
Which one?
Yeah, the glasses.
Yeah, it's a little blurry, unfortunately.
And something else I mentioned here is I think because we're looking at the subtle cue of knee versus V in the eyes, he has a bit of yellowness in his whites. And so I thought I'd mention that we should kind of factor that in.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a separate thing, just him, separate from knee or V. So.
Right. Here, that looks pretty clear.
It does.
Here. Pretty clear.
Yeah, take a look at video, see, because sometimes the embodiedness or not can be helpful.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, definitely Jai first.
Yeah.
When he moves, is that more shimmy?
Yeah, it seems more embodied.
Yeah, the earthier, the fleshier hands, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, his eyes look clear and
His hands look more present.
yeah. So I see Jivey.
Cool. Is there any more? I'm enjoying kind of taking him in.
Sure. Let's see.
Because I think there's a bit more Jaibi males than we may have thought. They're not nearly as represented in the acting as the Jaini, but I think there is more of a crossover maybe from music and so forth that we should keep our eye out for. So Blue Cage, I think, has a good amount of that phenomenon. So it's a good sort of portal into this. This one's a little too close for me. It's a little too close and a little too dark for me.
Sure. Yeah, I'm looking for a different one.
Cool.
Let's see.
Now there, yeah, it seems
Yeah,
more embodied in
shimmy and
this.
more embodied. Yeah.
Yeah, clear laser out. This is very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks B.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Shy B.
Nice. Very nice.
Yep.
All right, so now is the female cop that's a little antagonistic towards Misty Knight.
Yeah. They're coming around to it. Okay. Nandi Taylor. I think that's Tyler. Anthony Smith. All right. So looks broad and looks G. Oh,
Yeah.
not G.
Agreed.
Yeah, because I see activation.
Yeah, she kind of pops out to me as a G first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like she first. Now the question is on the perceptions.
Mm-hmm. She kind of has like a glossy makeup style, so I'm trying to let that wash over me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah. I'm also taking the fact, you know, this is important. In the show, I don't care for her character. She's quite obnoxious. So I have to like let that wash off, you know what I mean? And not influence what I think I'm seeing anything else.
Yeah. And try to alienate yourself or distance yourself from her. Yeah, I think video would be helpful. Okay, that was awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just an awkward interview. When he was like talking about her special needs, the sibling that was everything to her, and he's like, I just dated a woman who had a kid in a wheelchair, and I said I can't deal with that.
Wow.
That's weird. Okay, so definitely G Alpha. I can see that.
Their voice is that drone maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It's got a catch to it.
Yeah, her eyes don't look diffuse. Like that far away, dreamy eye. Right. I'm not getting that. Yeah, here, Joan. Let's see. More interviews.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Is that pinch in the eyes?
Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah, the voice, your drone. Yeah, this looks like G5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. All right, so it helps Luke Cage. All right, let's see what else, Shailene. I don't have a lot of time left, so I'll do smaller ones. Okay, I am interested, now that we know Kenny Florian by Z, I'm interested in the floor announcer for BattleBots.
Oh, yeah. BattleBots. I wonder if they have BattleBots on IMDb. BattleBots. Like they might. So they have the announcer.
I think that's him.
All right, well then, let's check out. It does look like emoting is going up high in his face.
Yeah. Kind of gives me like ads. Well, he gives me send signals. So like, seems kind of ad, doesn't he?
He does. Like here, the hands.
And he's fuller faced, but I think there might still be elongation.
Yeah, what I'm seeing. Let's look at some video. Yeah. Oh.
I think this is IV maybe.
Yeah.
Got that heavy, that earthy heaviness.
Yeah. Let's see. I think this is him. Yeah, it's going up all the way into his face. And that looks like V. Yeah, long digits, loose tensioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like V. Yeah. Yeah, heavy voice, shy. Yeah. Yeah, shy. Jivey? Yeah?
IV. He's got great voice
Uh-huh.
presence. Nice freeze frame. Let's see. Again, try to stick with some smaller ones for now.
Mm-hmm.
What about Expedition Unknown?
Well, let's take a look.
Host guy.
Okay, it is Josh Gates. All right, so I mean, he seems odd.
Sometimes, at other times, like look at the way he's in the like. Look here,
Uh-huh.
yeah, this picture and the one when he's on the bridge.
Yeah, this monkey looks like he's about to shank him. You see his eyes?
This is one of the things I'm wondering about him because sometimes he looks very, very lean, and other times I agree he looks odd. But maybe there's like a weight gain thing.
Yeah, maybe. Because All right. I'm gonna put on some video and see. See what we see there. Here we go. No. There we go. He's chatting about Expedition Unknown. What's that?
Yeah, right.
Heaviness in his voice. Is that is that what you're noticing?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Gravelly or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just throwing out there. I wonder if there's any chance it's used like a ZVI or something.
Yeah, that looks like Jai, that he has, like the heaviness in his voice, and also the way how he's cocking his head to the right and has like a hitch on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen his cheeks move yet, and he's good. He's has easy time articulating. I hear graveliness in his voice. Yeah, he has an easy time articulating. It's a dirt percussiveness.
Yeah. It seems like more energy in the lower lip.
Yeah.
Right there. See there? You went. That made a bucket.
Yeah.
He could inhale, and it kind of went down and wide, the lower lip.
Yeah, and he has an easy time being in that forward position and just talking from there. Like, see, when he went backwards and did that smile, it seemed impacted, and he went backward and like shy. Yeah, that seems like shy. That seems like it's not going into his cheeks and looks odd to me.
Is there another interview?
Might be. Let's check. Well, okay, this is of him back in the day, a casting tape. Let's see. Oh no, that's too fuzzy, unfortunately. But he does look like a Zivi here.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy for me. I see what you're saying. I'd like a little.
A little more
Yeah.
clear. All right, yeah, here's some more.
Can I see pictures of him when he's leaner?
Yeah, well, I think we can gather that. Let's check. Um,
See if you can zoom in on like the leanest pictures you can find. Okay, hold on here for a second here. That looks pretty ambly, doesn't it?
does.
Definitely, it looks like Vi too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel like that. I just want to make sure there's no chance that weight gain is going to throw us off at all. Like that picture there where he's next to that. He looks leaner, but still pretty ambly, huh?
Yeah, still ambly looking to me.
You see what I'm saying, though? He has a pretty decent vacillation in weight.
Yeah, from early on in his career. No.
Like that one, is that him up there with the steering wheel and the headphones on?
It is? Yeah, still looks ambly to me.
Yeah, just leaner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it still looks ambly.
All right. We want to tag him? That call for today?
All right, yeah.
Very nice. All right, everyone. That was our session. We continue on with lots of other stuff that we are seeing in the media that we consume. And whenever we have something to share with the process of taking the Rosetta Stone 32K to Data Bedrock, we will do that and show it off. Charlene and I are working on a few more samples for winter sport, and we look ready to probably display that maybe in a few weeks. All right. Take care and see y'all next time.
Bye.